Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and today we are going to do my TBR for the month of August. Can you believe it? Where has the summer gone? We're going to be starting back to school at the end of this month already. Jeez. You know how they say, like when you're little and people tell you, I'll appreciate it now because time just flies by when you're an adult. That is the truth. It really, really is. Anyway. So, for this month, and this month only, we are not going to be playing my board game because there are a lot of books I have gotten recently that are calling to me. That I see them on my shelves and they're like, Tara, read me now. You need to read me now. And I'm listening to them. So I have 5 books that are unrelated to those, and then I have a stack of books that I would really, really like to read this month. If I do not get through all of them, that is fine, but these are the books that have been calling out to me, and they really want to be read now, so I'm listening. All right, so let's look at the ones that are like my top priority that don't fit into that list. So first we need to spin my wheels. So I'm only going to spin 2 this month, and it's the ones I have to spin, you know, because it's like yearly challenges that I had set for myself. So first, let's spin the 21 books in 2021 wheel and see what we get. Okay, so for the 21 books in 2021, we got Prey by Michael Crichton, or as Emily would say over at Books with Emily Fox, I think is what it's called. She says his name, Michel Crichton, and I love it. So, Prey by Michel Crichton. And we have a love-hate relationship. There was one book by him that I adored, and that was Timeline. And then I also read Dragon Teeth, and I had tried to read Disclosure. I was listening to it though and just couldn't get into it. So I'm still gonna try to read that physical. But anyway. Well, listening to Emily talk about him all the time, I'm like, okay, I need to read his stuff. So this is one that she specifically had talked about and sounded really good. So I'm going to give this one a shot. A cloud of nanoparticles, micro-robots, has escaped from the laboratory. This cloud is self-sustaining and self-reproducing. Is intelligent and learns from experience. For all practical purposes, it is alive and has been programmed as a predator. All right, hopefully that is good. All right, let's spin the 5-star prediction wheel and see what we get for that. All right, 5-star predictions. Look, I think we're going with the theme of books I saw that Emily blurbed. So this is another one I had heard about over on her channel, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. And according to her, do not start this one late at night because you'll have to stay up all night to finish it. She said it is absolutely amazing. From what I understand, this girl tries to commit suicide, and while she's in that like in-between state, I guess is what it would be, between life and death, she goes to the Midnight Library. And the Midnight Library she can experience options for what her life would be like if she had taken other paths. I believe. That's how I understand it anyway. We shall see. All right. I have book club this month. We meet every other month for my in real life book club that I run with my friend Ruth. This month was Ruth's pick, and she chose In Search of Eden by Linda Nichols. This is our 4th Linda Nichols that we have read for our group, and I have loved every single one of them. This is actually the last one for, it's the Second Chances series. The only way they connect is that every story involves a second chance. And I absolutely love her writing. I can't recommend it enough. It is Christian fiction. There is very strong faith elements throughout, and this one, it says, "A fractured heart, a hope renewed. Today is your birthday. I want you to know that you are in my heart as you always have been. I pray for you every day. I pray I did the right thing." And it's a story of law and grace, of forgiveness and redemption, of finding joy and rest in a broken world. So reading that one towards the beginning of the month because it has to be done in time for a book club. And then another one that I have to finish pretty early on, I just checked out, is a 21-day checkout from the library. I'm going to attempt an ebook, guys. You know how I feel about ebooks. But I checked this one out thinking it was an audiobook, not realizing it was an ebook. So I'm gonna attempt it. It's a book I really, really want to read, and that is Diana in Her Own Words, about Princess Diana. I can't think of the guy's name, but I have it on the screen right here so you can see who the author is. And, you know, I'm obsessed with all things royal right now because of The Crown. So hopefully I will be able to focus and get through this even though I'm reading it on my Kindle. So that one needs to be read pretty early on too because the loan will run out. Then the last one that is books I need to read for some reason is it's the second book from the BookTube spin. So this time Rick spun the wheel twice because the first book he got I think was a pretty short book, so he decided to give us 2 numbers this time. So I've already read the first one from the spin that I needed to read. And which one was that? The first one that I read last month was The Ancestor by Danielle Trustoni. And so the second one that I need to read this month, and I believe I'm going to listen to it on audio, is Tess of D'Urberville by Thomas Hardy. And, you know, that is a classic. With its harrowing depiction of the wrong Tess and with its powerful criticism of social convention, Tess of the D'Urbervilles is one of the most moving and poetic of Hardy's novels. And to be honest, I've never read any of Thomas Hardy's novels, so this will be a first for me. Okay, so those are the things that I absolutely have to read and get to. Now, the rest. Here are the books I would really like to read this month. I will read as many of these as I can get to. And these are all fairly recent acquisitions that, like I said, they've just been calling my name. So let's just go on through them. So the first one is The Plot by Jean Hanff Korelitz. And my understanding of this one is that there is a student who has this novel that he thinks is like the next great thing. And he shows it to his professor. His professor is quite impressed. And then that student ends up dying. And so the professor takes that novel and decides to publish it like he's the one that wrote it. And this is a psychological thriller, I believe. So things happen. And I can't wait to see what those things are. Oh, I just realized I forgot a book. I'll just put it up on the screen. So, a book that I borrowed from my coworker Taylor, who also has a BookTube channel, which I will link down below, and you should check her out. Taylor kind of specializes in horror, which, in all honesty, you don't see very many people that's like their thing. It is her thing. So, she and I were talking, and I have this very strange relationship with Grady Hendrix right now. It's a weird relationship. I can't decide how I feel about him. I read the Southern Woman Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, whatever that one was called. And I think it was The Atmosphere. The Atmosphere is killer. It was written in the 80s, and you feel like you are in the 80s. The characters have such strong personalities. The horror element, though, and it is creepy, let me tell you. The horror element moves into gross territory, which is not something that I love. So, but I keep thinking about that book. And so I'm like, maybe I need to give him another shot. I have very mixed feelings. So Taylor let me borrow her copy of Horror Store. and I'm gonna give that one a try. All I know about it is it's Grady Hendrix, and it's about zombies in an IKEA-like store or something like that. And there's like a catalog element to it, and it just sounds very interesting. So I'm giving him another shot. It's the weird, if you can feel how I feel about him inside, it is so conflicting. In any case, okay, I wanted to say that before I forgot since I don't have it in here. All right, I have All Right by Melissa Maris. This is the oral history of Richard Linklater's Dazed and Confused, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And look, there's Matthew, my man Matthew, on the front. And yeah, I am super psyched. And this seems to be in the same kind of format as the oral history of The Office was, and that one I read about Game of Thrones looks to be very much like that. So really looking forward to that. All right, then Not For You, Pearl Jam in the Present Tense by Ronan Giovanni. And this is, it's a critical annotation to a body of work which lifts off the ground and becomes an extravagant performance about time, rebellion, fame, disenchantment, civil discourse, the idea of the mainstream, the desire of a fan, and what a band can do to answer it. Sounds very interesting. First full-length biography of America's preeminent band, from 10 to Gigaton. Study of their role in history. Yes. So, anyway, you guys, you know, I love behind the movies, I love behind the music, I love behind the actors, all that stuff. So we'll be doing that. And oh gosh, don't you guys just love Pearl Jam? Eddie Vedder, man, he is aging beautifully. Beautifully. All right, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I loved Daisy Jones and the Six so much. Did not love The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I didn't really enjoy that one. So this will be my third Taylor Jenkins Reid's, and we will see how I like this one. If I don't like this one, then I'll probably, I don't know. Her stuff all just sounds so interesting. So at least, I get it. I'm not going to say I won't read anymore, because I still, if it has what sounds like a good premise, I might, because Daisy Jones was so stinking good. So this one takes place in 1983. You know, I love my 80s. Let's see here. I believe it is like a bunch of socialites. There's a party and famous family. And the book takes place over 24 hours that will change their lives forever. Whoops, I dropped it. Okay. Then we have The Betrayals by Bridget Collins, and I have been waiting for this forever because I saw Gav talk about it over on How to Train Your Gavin. He had gotten an arc of it, and it just sounded so good. And I believe this is fantasy. Yeah, sumptuous act of imaginative world building, captivating. An intricate and utterly spellbinding literary epic, brimming with enchantment, mystery, and dark secrets from the highly acclaimed author of the #1 international bestseller, The Binding. If your life was based on a lie, would you risk it all to tell the truth? Sounds so good. Okay, then we've got Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, which I loved so much. Oh God, guys, I slouched so bad. Loved The Martian. So good, so good. And I know it's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I also really enjoyed Artemis. I was a big fan of Artemis too. I thought it was very good also. So I have been really looking forward to this, and a lot of people are saying it gives them Martian vibes, so can't go wrong with that. Okay, moving along. This one's a chunker, but it's calling to me because it's Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow, and this is the book that inspired the musical, and it is everything about Hamilton. And so now I will know what is true in the musical and what is not, and it's gigantic. So it is 818 pages. However, of actual like writing, there's 731. So this amount here is like notes, appendix, bibliography, index, huge. So I will be hopefully working my way through that. Right, then I have The Ladies of the Secret Circus by Constance Sayers. And you know, I'm a sucker for all stories involving a circus. Enter the tent and discover a wondrous tale of lost love, family secrets, and sacrifice. And it's also dual timelines, Paris 1925 and Virginia 2004. Yes. Yes. And that was recommended to me, so I'm sure that one's going to be good. All right, then we've got Elizabeth and Margaret, An Intimate World of the Windsor Sisters by Andrew Morton. Oh, this is, you know what? This is the one that wrote the Diana book. On here, Diana Heard Your Story. That's the other. So, okay, so I'm going to read 2 Andrew Morton books this month. So this one's very obvious. It's about Queen Elizabeth II and her sister Margaret, who, you know, you just love Margaret in The Crown, and you just can't help but feel like super bad for her. But her and the Queen just have such a wonderful, amazing relationship, and her life was so interesting. So, okay, hopefully reading that. Then, Sweet Water by Kara Reinard, which this is a really, really new one. Just got this one this past month, and this one is a psychological thriller from a local author to me, who is from Pittsburgh, and this is the life she always wanted, but who's going to pay for it? It's what Sarah Ellsworth dreamed of: marriage to her childhood sweetheart Martin, living in a historic mansion in Pennsylvania's most exclusive borough, and Finn, a teenage son with so much promise, until a call for help in the middle of the night leads Sarah and Martin to the woods, where they find Finn injured, dazed, and weeping near his girlfriend's dead body. Boom, boom, boom. And another one of my coworker friends, Jackie, she loaned me When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. She said it was really good. This is a thriller, and I've heard about this one all over. It says Rear Window meets Get Out in this gripping thriller from a critically acclaimed and New York Times notable author, in which the gentrification of a Brooklyn neighborhood takes a sinister new meaning. All right. I've been eyeing that one for a while, and when she's like, hey, have you read this? I'm like, that is on my list. She said, okay, you can borrow it. All right, 2 more. So these are my some Christian nonfiction that I'm going to be reading in the morning whenever I do my Bible study. And the first is Church of Cowards, A Wake-Up Call to Complacent Christians by Matt Walsh. And I've watched some stuff from Matt Walsh, and I liked him. My cousin Brianna talks about him all the time. So, going to give that one a try. And then, last but not least, Triggers by Amber Leah and Wendy Speak, exchanging parents' angry reactions for gentle biblical responses. And I need to read this badly. And it's a fairly new one too. My husband got me that for Valentine's Day, I think it was. Yeah, pretty sure it was Valentine's Day. So, all right, that is my TBR. I have no idea how I'll do. I'm just really excited to read a bunch of these. So, wish me luck. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read any of these? Am I prioritizing correctly? What are you guys going to be reading? If you like what you see, don't forget to get this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you want to catch up with me and see me on other platforms, everywhere you can find me on the interwebs is down in that description box. And I will catch up with you guys later. Bye!